Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chinwa of Nikki Mandy Vlogs, and with me here today are
Nikki, Mandy, Mimi.
Okay, so my mini-me's are here today and we are creating a video together. So my girls are going to be asking me questions today about my childhood. Okay, I'm going to be sharing some childhood memories with them. So I'm going to start off with Nikki. So take turns to ask.
What was the funniest trouble you ever got into as a child?
I don't recall seeing that question. Okay, the funniest trouble I ever got into as a child, the one that comes to mind now is when one day we finished making beans. My mom most times would prefer to eat in the room, especially like have her dinner in her room, because like she'll just be exhausted, so she won't want to like come out. And whenever she comes out, like my cousins are around, everywhere is busy, noisy, and all we're like making jokes and everything. I dished out her meal, or it wasn't me that dished out her meal that day, it was my cousin, so I didn't know that her food was in the room. So they had already served her, they served her in a tray, and they kept it on the bed. Normally they were supposed to keep it on the table, but I don't know what happened, and they kept it on the bed. I now went into the room, and immediately I went into the room, they took the lights. NEPA took the lights as usual, our country. So I can't recall what I went there to do, but I know that as I was waiting for the light to come back on, or for the generator or whatever it was to come back on, I decided to sit down while waiting, and lo and behold, immediately I sat down, I just felt my butt feeling so warm, hot even. I was like, I sprang up again, like, what happened? I had carried my bomb and put inside my mom's food. I carried my butt and put inside my mom's food, and then just because I was still in primary school when this thing happened, and you know how children can be. Somebody who was wiser or somebody who was older would have thought, okay, let me arrange this food. So it's not myself before we had not arranged the food. I left the mark of the bomb that I left it like that and ran out of the room to go and change my clothes. My mom came out and noticed that her food had bomb shape. She not called me. She knew I'm the only one that would do something like that. Because
did you ever pretend to be asleep so you wouldn't do your chores? Did it work?
And did I ever pretend to be asleep? So the thing about doing chores in my house was you can't run away from your chores. Yeah, my cousins that we grew up together in my house know this. You can't run away from your chores, because my mom won't be the one to come and do your chores for you. If she does your chores for you, you will pay. There will be consequences. Yeah, there will be consequences to be paid. Yeah, so everybody has their chores. If it's doing dishes, if it's fetching water, if it's washing clothes or whatever it is, whenever you go to wherever you've gone to and come back, you must do your chores. So if you want to sleep, if sleep is what you think is the most important thing for you at that moment, it's fine. But once you're done sleeping, you wake up and do your chores. So for me, I won't really sleep because I don't want to do chores, no. But I can feign sleeping, because sometimes my mom would say, if you don't sleep, I'm not going to go let you visit your friends. And I'll now go to the room. I would gist with my dad. I had a very close bond with my dad then. I would gist of blessed memory, may he so rest in peace. I would gist with my dad, gist all the gist, laugh all the laugh. And then when I'm done gisting and laughing with him, I'm not telling him, okay, daddy, we've spent like maybe 45 minutes to 1 hour. I'm like, okay, daddy, so now I want to go out to go and tell my mom that I have slept. Do I look sleepy? And I'll be like, okay, close your eyes, just close it tight, open it, close it again, open it tight, open it. And I will do that. And I'm like, okay, now you look a bit, okay, it's fine. You just scatter my hair, small scatter. Okay, you can't go. I will now go to my mom, like, mommy, I'm done sleeping. Can I go to my friend's house now? I won't just look at me and shake her head and be like, because she knows I did not sleep. In my mind, I was deceiving her, not knowing that all these things she knew. To the point where there was even a time that she bought me this cornflakes. Yeah, she would buy cornflakes, Nasco cornflakes. Then she bought a huge, oh my god, the carton of Nasco cornflakes. She told me that this thing, that it has been tested and trusted, that this thing makes children to sleep. That even all her friends, that their children used to sleep because of this cornflakes. That's what I'm going to be taking it, because I don't sleep. So now when my first daughter doesn't like to sleep, and my baby, I can relate somehow, because I wasn't someone who loved to sleep at all as a child. So that was how I now started taking the cornflakes. Whenever I take cornflakes, you not tell me, okay, go and sleep. You will sleep. I'll take cornflakes. Or where sleep what? I'll toss and turn and do everything. Sleep will not be anywhere close to me. So yeah.
What was your silliest childhood fear that makes you laugh now?
My silliest childhood fear that makes me laugh now. Well, then it wasn't even silly, but now thinking about it, I think okay, it was actually silly. I had one of my cousins that was staying with me then. So no, so hi, if you're watching, I don't know if he watches my videos, but hi, no, so so he would always scare me. In fact, that's how I obtained this scar. I have a scar on my jaw that people usually ask me about. So this scar, I obtained it when I was 5 or 6 ish, and it was from a prank that this boy would always play on me. Okay, so where we used to reside before moving into our own house was a 3-bedroom flat. You know how block of flats are. So you were living on the first floor. So it had 2 entrances, like the back door to the kitchen that would gain entrance, where you gain entrance to the kitchen, and the front door where you gain entrance to the sitting room, and they had staircases. Now the staircase to the sitting room was a very dark. It was inside a hallway, like a dark enclosed area. Yeah, it was the staircase to the kitchen that was in an open space. So that staircase to the sitting room, that's the one that I would always take or prefer to take to go downstairs. And whenever I'm going upstairs or something, he'll just come to the door and start making funny faces. What is funny faces? Scary faces. And I'll be so scared, I'll run, with all my might. And then I used to know it's him. I don't even understand children. Like, I knew it was him, or so I thought, or maybe I did not know. I don't even know. But I'll just run there as if to say it's a real masquerade that's making those faces. I'll run, and then one of those moments when I was running, that was how I now slipped, on the staircase and fell. You know that thing used to say, stars, kele star. If you're Igbo, do you know that thing called kele star? When they say you injure yourself and you see stars, I saw stars. This injury, I saw stars, like real life stars was circling all over my head. Those things are happening in Tom and Jerry. Honestly, I saw them, and that was how I obtained this. Yeah, and since that day, he was worn Stanley and all, but yeah, here we are.
Who was your best friend growing up, and what nonsense did you both always get up to?
Chi baby. Chidiogo, are you watching this video? If you are, please say hi in the comment section. I don't know. I don't think she watches my videos. She's a big shot right now. She flies around the world. I don't know whether she's in Dubai right now. I don't even know where she is at the moment as I'm making this video right now. I don't know where she is at the moment. I'm not sure she's in Nigeria right now. So I would always, now our compound had, because they used to live on the topmost floor, second floor, and while I lived on the first floor. So we'd always come out to hang out, maybe downstairs or in my house. Yeah. So on that particular day, most times what we do is we'd always go out to our gate, the gates of the compound, to go and swing on it. We'll be swinging on the gates. We'll just be having fun, swinging. We'll swing back, swing forth. We're pushing ourselves on the gate, so we'll be on top of the gates while we are swinging. And that was how this particular day, there's this man, excuse me, that used to live downstairs. That man never found it funny whenever we did that, and he would always threaten to punish us if he sees children swinging on that gate, because he felt like maybe we may injure ourselves or we may spoil the gate or something. So we'd always sneak to go and climb on that. Once we see somebody's door making noise, like we know that the person is maybe trying to come out of the house, we'll run there, we'll jump down for the gate and run. On one of such days, the man saw us, caught us from his window, and he now shouted, "Oh, this children, you are coming, get come and swing on the gate!" And then he was like, "Okay, wait for me, I'm coming." He now brought cane. We ran. Chidiogo left that one. This is a criminal. She left me and ran. Me, I was still trying to do Ajibo, come down and all. I now sustained an injury. One thing with me is that most times when I sustain injuries, especially childhood injuries, I have like a form of, I don't know whether they are keloids that just form. Like now, that injury is still here and it hasn't. Jeez, Kasuma, what the rub on her face? Jesus. Amanda. Can hold on. And I've been doing videos since this one.
Why did you shout like that? You scared me.
Sure, Amanda. Respect yourself and stand from there and clean your face. Thank you very much. Go and use wipes. And clean your eyebrows. Don't clean my mouth. Leave your mouth. Clean your eyebrows. Was that thing there before we started this video? It's magically appeared. Anyway, so that was how we ran, and in my bid to run, I sustained an injury, like a scar, an injury, Yeah, it bled for a while, and then since that day, I respected myself. In fact, we respected ourselves.
Did you ever try to run away from home?
Okay. I was not running away anyway. In this one, they knew I didn't want to run away from home because nothing warranted, nothing gave rise to that. Nothing gave rise to me ever trying to run away from home. In fact, this even reminds me of my second daughter. I know I'm deviating a little, but I remember when they were very little. My second daughter was like in her toddler stage. Whenever I scolded her, she was like, she was Ghost age then. Yeah. Whenever I scolded her, she would go and pack one dumb clothes. She may take a pair of socks. Which pair? One single stocking. She take one. She will take one top. There's no trouser. She will not carry one head tie. Like very funny clothes like that. Inner wear. No, none would even match. And then she just put them under her armpit and tell that she's leaving the house. And she's leaving. See that everybody in the house is upsetting her that she's leaving. You can't go and stand by the door because she knows you're going to beg her. She's not even going to open the door. She just stand there. You threatening to leave the house and stand by the door. You'll not be like, okay, mama, it's okay, come back. She will not come back. You know, everybody will pet her. There was this particular day when I refused to pet her. That day I was like, go, be going. She was like, she was shocked. She opened the door. Nobody told her anything. She stepped out. Nobody told her. She went to the gate. Everybody said bye bye. That was the day. That was the last day. She never tried it again after that. Anyway, for me, I have never tried to leave the house to escape. But there was a day that one of my neighbor's moms, I think it was Chijogo's mom, had a new baby, and I always growing up. If you knew me growing up, you know that I always loved the way I loved babies. That was a story for another day, Mama. Anyway, that was how my people now said they didn't know I was serious because I wanted to go there because they had a new baby and really sure they had relatives over. You know how it is whenever you have a newborn. And I carried my bag and my nightwear packed inside my bag. Told them bye bye. So I climbing upstairs. The next thing I saw, I was even knocking on the door already safe of their house. The next thing I saw was one of my cousins, my older cousins now. You know, he was in the university then, I think. Yeah. Just came upstairs and bundled me. Do you know what they call bundle? Like I was on his shoulder. That was I felt myself. I was screaming. I should put me down. I'm going to my friend's house to go and sleep over. He not even answered me. That was how he bundled me back to the house. Okay.
Did you ever fall down in public and pretend nothing happened?
I did not pretend nothing happened. I never fell down in public and pretend nothing happened. There was one that we had this party in school, right? Now that I wore this gown that I wore like that, one tight gown. I don't know how I wore tight gown to go for party, Christmas, children's party, primary school. So we are now on our way home. As we are going home, walking to where our parents parked to pick us up, because normally we hitch a ride with either of our parents, right? Walking to where our parents parked to pick us up. My classmate that I was walking home with now told me that there were bullies that were chasing her, that we should run. That if we don't run, if they catch her, they're going to beat her up, and maybe I'll join in the beating. I did not ask questions. I did not ask, what did you do? And they're chasing you. You have no problem running back. Let's run. That was how we ran for our lives, though. Me, I was running from something that I did not know the origin. This girl was running. I followed her with my gown. Remember, I was wearing a tight gown. We ran. Next night, I saw myself on the floor. I saw myself on the floor. You still cry. And first, my friend told me, it's not time to cry, yo. Please just stand up. Let's run in face. Because if you catch us, this fall you fell will be like Christmas Day compared to what they're going to do to us. The truth of the matter is, I don't even know what we did that we are even running away from. Children can be just so funny. She is the one that did something to them. I am the one that is following her to run in solidarity. I don't understand the. So yeah, that wasn't. The question said, I didn't pretend to that I did not fall because it pained me. It was my friend that was not pretending like nothing happened. She was like, stand up, let's go. And oh yeah. Okay. No, just give her. It's fine.
What's the weirdest food habit you had as a kid?
So when I was young, I remember I used to love akara and pap a lot. I used to love yam and oil as well. In fact, yam and oil was my favorite native dish. Akara and pap as well. So there was this lady that always made akara balls for us. Not for us, sorry. Like downstairs in front of our house. Okay, so it was very close. So it was easier for us to just purchase from her. Because you can buy 100 naira worth of akara, and akara would just be like you're doing akara party. You know, those days now, life was good, not now. So most times we would hardly even make akara ourselves. So that was how we now bought the akara. You know, whenever we buy akara, any day that we buy akara, and I'm taking akara, because we usually do it as breakfast. Once I'm done taking akara, you know how oily and greasy your palms will be. Hey, I love that akara to the point where I'll now rub that akara hand all over my body. My body must smell of akara. There's no way I'll eat akara and I'll not smell akara. Everybody must know that I eat akara. How can I eat akara? My clothes. No, now. My clothes will know. My clothes will know that akara, that the owner of the clothes ate akara. Because I'll carry the akara, rub it all over my skin, my face, my hair, my body, my clothes, everywhere. Okay.
Did you have a nickname as a child that you hope nobody ever brings up again?
I had, yes, but no one say it on camera. I know I said I was going to be honest, but I did not say I'm going to answer all the questions. So this one I'm not answering, because if I say it here, I won't hear the last of it. Okay, but let me talk about this name that my grandma gave me before she passed away. So my grandma, that's my dad's mom, she of blessed memory, was very fond of us, and she had pet names for every one of us. So I was the third grandchild of the family. The third, right? Or the second. I was the second grandchild of the family. Like, of my own, from my own grandma. Yeah, because my grandfather was a titled man, so he had numerous wives. My grandma was his closest and favorite wife. So that was how she had pet names for us. I remember my elder cousin of blessed memory, her own was Onyinyechi. Yes, gift from God. She was a mulatress, a half caste, and she gave her that name, Onyinyechi Kunyelum. Yeah. My other cousin too, the next one was, I think, my sweetness, like Otom, something like that, Otom. And then my own name. Guess what my name was? All the names. My grandma started to call me Abo Mamaya. Until Abo means like Abo is like Abo is a young lady. That's all it means. Yeah, young lady. Abo. And then one day before she passed, and I didn't know she was going to pass away soon, when we had that discussion, she called me and she was like, I know how she's fond of me, she's fond of all of us, and she has pet names for us. And I was like, yes, grandma. She was like, am I sure I love my name, or does she want me to change, or do I want her to change the name? I was like, grandma, why would you ask me if you want to change my name? You're the one that gave me the name. You didn't defeat. Nobody begged you or forced you, and just decided that from when I was a baby, you be calling me Abo, or me that was a baby. Abo, remember Abo is a young lady. I was still small for that name even, but you decided to call me Abo. So if that's what you like to call me, it's fine, and that was it. Yeah.
Okay. What is the one thing you used to do as a kid that would have definitely driven you crazy if your child did it now?
I think it's the fact that I didn't like to sleep, but now my kids, you people must sleep. You don't have a choice. They know when I'm serious, except I'm not serious about them sleeping, but they know that once I say everybody go and sleep and I'm serious, siesta, that's what I mean by, like, not night sleep, I mean siesta, taking siestas. They must go and have that siesta. They already know. There's no negotiations, there's no compromise. Everybody must go and have the siesta. But I know I never liked to have siesta as a child.
What is one embarrassing childhood moment that you can laugh about now, but you prayed no one will remember back then?
Okay, so there was one day that my cousin took me out, okay, and we went together to one of the Mr. Biggs then. Yeah, one of the branches of Mr. Biggs that we had back then. If you grew up as a millennial, you remember we used to have a lot of Mr. Biggs in the east. Yeah, all over Nigeria, I think. But then growing up in the east, we had a lot. So we went to one of the branches and we finished ordering our food, snacks, and everything. And she was like, okay, lead the way. Let's go to a table, that table at the corner, for privacy. That was how she said it. Let's just have some privacy. And I was like, I carried my tray. Small me. Carried tray. I don't mind me. This story does not mean I don't used to go. I always used to go to Mr. In fact, that particular Mr. Biggs was where I celebrated the birthday I had the year before. But I don't know how I just made that mistake that day. So I carried my tray and we were walking happily and gallantly to the corner where she said we were going to sit. And I saw a door where there was convenience. And in my mind I was like, This one, table, convenience. Please, we want convenience, right? We want to be, we want to be comfortable. She wants her, we want to be very. We want something that's convenient for us, a space that's very convenient for us. Please, maybe we should even. It's even better for us to use this convenience. Let's just use it and leave that table first. That table is still not convenient enough. As I carried my tray happily and entered the convenience. Because it was like, come, where are you going? It's not. That's the toilet. That's the restroom. Oh my goodness. I was so embarrassed as I turned around. Just carried my table. Quiet, as quickly. I went to go and sit in the corner where she said we should sit. And so with that, we come to the end of this video. Let me know what part you enjoyed the most. Let me know if you want us to film a part 2, and we'll be more than happy to do that. Thank you for stopping by the channel today.
Thank you for watching my always video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.